Hello all, welcome back to Tech Capture. So in this our playlist, Mastering Google Cloud Architecture. This is our third video, and in this video we are going to see how we can create effective architecture diagram. So while working as a cloud architect, this is again a main role of a cloud architect. They have to work frequently on creating architecture diagram. So in this video we'll see how to create effective architecture diagram, which are the tools we can use to create architecture diagram, and how we can create crisp and concise architecture diagram. Okay, so let's first see some theoretical aspect of creating architecture diagram, and then I'll just walk you through the different tools and demo. Okay, so first understand what is the importance of architecture diagram in cloud architecture. So the architecture diagrams are most important thing while starting creating your application or system or initial infrastructure. So it is like a blueprint. So suppose you start creating your own house or own building, the first will get a blueprint or the architecture of your house. Based on that architecture, your engineer will construct your house or your construction worker will construct your house. So how the construction will worker will know, okay, where I should plan for bathroom, where I should plan for hall, where I should plan for kitchen. So they shouldn't knowing that thing, so they will just refer to the diagram or blueprint of your house, and based on that they will work. Similarly, in case of application architecture or creating any cloud solutions, so first we have to create architecture diagram, and based on that architecture diagram different teams will work. So the developer will work considering that architecture diagram, your DevOps team work considering that architecture diagram, then your data engineer work considering that architecture diagram. So all will align with that architecture diagram. Even your business will understand a complete system using that architecture diagram without knowing complete technical terms or technical knowledge. So architecture diagram are like used to describe your end-to-end system in a visualization format. Okay, understand this thing first, that architecture diagram are important in working as a Google Cloud architect. Then second thing, understanding the architecture component. So when you are designing any architecture diagram, as an architect you should understand each component. So suppose I am creating, just go back to our first few videos where we are taking example to build a online movie ticket booking platform. So suppose I have to build that platform, I have to understand the different component, like what should be the component for compute, what should be component for storage, what should be component for network. All these things I have to understand, then only I can create effective architecture diagram. So that is my cloud knowledge, I would say. So I should have cloud knowledge or expertise in that particular area, then only I can create effective architecture diagram. Okay, then choosing the right diagramming. So this will be a main focus of this video. So there are multiple tools in market, and everyone is comfortable with a different tool. So suppose I am working on like a Drawio, I am comfortable with that tool. One of my senior is comfortable with using a Google Cloud architecture diagramming tool, and someone is comfortable using a PowerPoint. In PowerPoint also you can create effective diagram. So everyone has their own choice, but I will be walking you through the different diagramming tools where you can create effective architecture diagram. So we'll see all these tools in this video. Okay, and what are the different features and inbuilt template we can use, and how we can integrate the template while creating architecture diagram. So there are some best practices that also we'll see. What are the best practices while creating architecture diagram? There should be clarity, consistency and consistency. So suppose while working on a particular solution, you have to create one or multiple architecture diagram. Okay, so suppose I am in my architecture diagram, initially I used Google Cloud Storage logo differently, and in the same diagram I am using another logo for cloud storage. So it is not consistent. So I have to keep that consistent. I have to keep everything clear. I should show all the arrows, how the data is going, how the data is flowing, or how the user traffic is going, and how the data is stored. So everything should be crisp and concise here. Okay, so your diagram, looking at the diagram, a business person or your developer or your DevOps team should understand what's going on in your diagram. And then the design patterns and architecture considerations. There are different architecture pattern, like you can create a microservice architecture, serverless architecture, event driven architecture. In architecture also there are different type of architecture, like high level architecture, low level architecture, like functional diagram or data driven diagram, data flow diagram. So there are different types of architecture, and you can work based on that pattern. So these are the few things and some advanced tips, like whenever you are working on architecture, you will just review your architecture, then your client might give some feedback. So do not directly change into that architecture diagram. Just create a new version like v01, v02, and keep changing your diagram. So anyway, if you require to check your previous version or the previous architecture which you changed or roll back, so you have to understand what was there. So just maintain the version control as well for your architecture diagram. So these are a few best practices. Now I'll just walk you through the different architecture diagramming tools. So there are these through our common tools, right? Drawio, Lucidchart, and Google Cloud Architecture Diagramming tool. So let me go first to my Chrome and I will show you one by one. First I will show you a Drawio. So this is the tool I am most comfortable with, and I create all my architecture diagram in this Drawio. So whenever you like enter into Drawio, it will redirect to the apps.diagrams.net. Okay, so you can directly use this link or Draw.io. So you can just put in browser and it will open this, and you can just mention where you want to save your architecture diagram. So I say okay, I will decide it later, or you can directly integrate with GitHub, GitLab. You can store in device or Google Drive or Dropbox. There are different options where you can save your diagram. I'll just keep decide later. Okay, so this is like, I would say, the landing page where I can start creating my diagram. Now remember one thing, by default there are some options here. So suppose I want to check the logo of server, so I will get the option for server here. Now I will take again the example of the booking online ticket booking platform, and I want to create architecture diagram for that. So I have different options for different architecture. So suppose first I want to create like functional diagram. What I will do, I will create a multiple box here. So this will be my web app. Okay, so I'll just create web app. So then okay, so this web app will be connected to one database server. So I'll just show database. So this is kind of like a functional diagram, I would say. So I will just click on this, it will connect database, and this database again will, I would say, connect a network. So both will be a part of same network. So what I will do, I'll just create one big box and I will put both of these things in one box, and I'll just send it to back, and I will just put a text. Okay, this is my network. Okay, so I'll just put this is my network or VPC, and both are part of my VPC. And let me just select this one. So you can just select everything and you can just drag it. Okay, so there will be users, so I want to show the users as well. Okay, so I'll just use users, so users will access my application. Okay, and I want to just show, okay, this is accessing my application. Now yeah, so the as a best practice, as I was saying, I can create like arrow these, like this reverse or curly, but best option always to keep it straight. So now it is not straight, I will try to keep it straight. Okay, so you can make it straight. This is sometimes makes a lot of trouble, but yeah, you have to always make it straight, or you can just remove it. Yeah, okay, so user will access your applications, your application will connect to database, and from database it will fetch the data, and it will create one PDF ticket. I would just create one storage bucket. So storage bucket is not part of VPC, so I will create one storage bucket here. So it's like bucket, so it will create PDF file, it will fetch data, create PDF file and put in bucket, and then the bucket file will be sent to email to you. So this is just a simple kind of like, don't think logically much here. I am just trying to show how we can create a normal diagram. So this is, I would say, email to user, the ticket email. So this is kind of functional. So here I'm not using any mentioning which component I am using, which database I will use, which web app I will be using, which bucket or name of the bucket. So this is kind of like overall high level architecture I am creating. Now suppose I want to create it for GCP specific, and I want to make it like low level. I want to mention each component, and I want to create now the actual architecture of my application. Now this was just a overall architecture, or initially when you want to show how your application will work. So that is like kind of overview of your architecture. Again, now you can create a precise architecture. Now I would be needing what are the different options to show the icon. So here, suppose I ask for GCS bucket, there won't be any icon. Okay, so here there is very good option. Here you can go to more shapes. Okay, let me show again. So at the bottom there is option more shapes. Click on more shapes, scroll down. Here you have multiple option for each cloud platform, cloud and enterprise. Okay, so I will select Google Cloud Platform as well as GCP icon, both I will select, and I will apply. So what will happen now? Here there will be, I can see a multiple icons. Okay, so now I have GCP zone, GCP infrastructure, user 1, external data sources, all these things I am readily available. Service card also I am having. So now what I will do, I will again see there are lot of options here, lot of GCP icons you can see. Okay, so I can use these. I have generic icons, so I have all icons now. So now I want to create architecture. I will just create first, I will just mention this is my like Google Cloud Platform, or this is my like, I would just keep a overall rectangle, and inside this suppose I have to keep, this is my like a region 1 or US region, or this is my project. I will say this is my app project. Okay, and I will create one more project. This will be my data project. So I am just trying to show you how we can create diagram. Okay, so this is my data project. In app project I will create my application. So now I can decide, okay, how, where I want on compute engine, then I can use compute engine. If you want on app engine, I have option to use app engine, so my application will be on app engine. So I can mention that now. If I want compute engine or Kubernetes engine, every icon is available here. Okay, if I want on cloud run, I can use a cloud run icon. So if I want to show the different color, I will keep the different color for data and app project. Okay, now for users. Okay, so now I will again search for users. There are different options. I will select, okay, users. I will use this users, okay, icon. Users will access the application. In data project, I want my database to be Cloud SQL. So I'll go to data analytics and see what are the options I have. If I have Cloud SQL, so database, yeah, in databases I will be having Cloud SQL. Yeah, so I need Cloud SQL. I also need a storage bucket, so I will use storage in my data project. Okay, so for sending email I will need suppose one SMTP server, that is compute engine. So I will use again from compute, so I will use one compute engine. Okay, so this will be my SMTP server. I can simply click on this and select SMTP server to send email. Okay, so this, okay, now here I want to add a generic icon like cloud platform, or yeah, there are a lot of generic icons as well. Yeah, so I just want to add this icon as my Google Cloud environment. Okay, so my app engine will connect to Cloud SQL. Okay, so always make sure to keep it straight, so I am not spending much time here. Then your application also connected to storage bucket. Okay, so all connectivity you will show. I am not doing much of efforts here, but I am just showing. So for multiple icons you can just add plugins and fetch multiple icons, and while exporting you just go to file, export. You can export as a PNG, JPG, SVG, PDF format, HTML, XML. So you want to just save multiple diagrams, you can use XML, and you can import anytime whenever you want to change it. Okay, so this is a simple architecture diagramming tool like apps.diagrams.net or draw.io. So I use this very frequently and I'm comfortable with this tool. Another tool I will show is Google architecture diagramming tool. So I will show you that as well. So if you go to developer cheat sheet, so you will see the architecture button here. So if you go to architecture, it will open this diagramming tool. Okay, so here there are a lot of ready-made templates available for creating architecture diagram. I will show you the reference architecture or template available. So just I will show you one template here. So suppose I want serverless architecture template. Okay, so I pulled it and you can see this is the website is connected to load balancer is connected to Firestore, cloud storage, cloud CDN. So this is reference architecture and now you can edit this architecture. So suppose simple compute engine app architecture. So I'll just pull it here and you can see this is a simple compute engine architecture. So there are a lot of reference architecture as well as if you want to create new architecture, you have option there. So suppose I want to create new architecture, so there are option to create best project container. So this is a project and I want to create region, so I can create region. So there are multiple options available. You can just put a project name, billing account, folder ID, and it will, suppose billing account I am creating ABC something, folder ID 123, numeric I will put 123 for something, name of the project PRJ ABC, project ID again. So I think it is not connected, it is asked to connect, but yeah, it will ask you details and it will create like completely customized diagram for you. Most of the things it will give ready made. It is asking me to sign in with Google, but I don't want to. So just remember this tool as well because it again help you to create architecture diagrams, and lot of templates and icons are already available here. Let me just open it somewhere else. Okay, it is asking to sign in. Let me sign in. No worries. Yeah, so here you have deployable storage compute icon, so app engine icon. So I can pull app engine, I can pull suppose cloud function. So it is having all that icon and that complete, I would say, the box. You have to just mention this, fill this detail, and it will fill that details in diagram too. Lot of reference architecture also it is having, operation and monitoring, and here is icons, only icons you need. Then there are a lot of icons. So in this also you can create your architecture and you can, then there are option to delete, save or export. So this is again one tool. So I am not much comfortable with this tool, but yeah, it's up to every individual. If they are familiar, it's based on the practice. If you create multiple diagram in this tool, you will get comfortable with this tool as well. And suppose you want to create in PowerPoint, so I will just tell you one amazing resource. So just type GCP cloud icons. Okay, so there is one icon library. So Google Cloud provide all product icons. Even if you can create the things in your own, I would say in PPT as well. So you just need this icon. So if you open this slide, so there are all Google Cloud icons available here. This is a big slide, it is loading. Let's see, this will be newer deck. So you can download as a zip as well. So why this is not opening? So a few days back I downloaded this tool and now, sorry, this PPT. Let me show you that. Okay, that's fine, but yeah, you can download it from here. Google has provided that icons in their site, so you can download either this zip folder directly and you can use these icons. So once you have this icon, you can create amazing architecture diagram in your even PowerPoint as Word document as well. But I would recommend it to use Drawio, or see, there are multiple folders for each icon. You can use this icon, PNG image, SVG image. Okay, so this is one thing. You can use your PPT for your diagram, or you can use these existing tools for creating diagram. One more tool is Lucidchart. So Lucidchart is also one of the famous, but again I did not work much on Lucidchart, so you can create amazing diagram in Lucidchart as well. This also provide a lot of inbuilt template and icons to create your architecture diagram. So this is a Lucidchart. So if you go to a template, so in the template it will give you, so this is also having free and paid version. So if it goes to template, it will go a template for your cloud architecture, database ER diagram, email diagram, business diagram. So if I go to technical system, it will give GCP horizontal, Azure framework. So a lot of inbuilt templates are there. So if I insert Lucidchart template, yeah, it is asking start free trial or something. So this is again one tool. You can sign up, you can start free trial, or you can use only free features, and you can create a multiple diagrams here. So there is free version also for Lucidchart. I'm not able to find it right now, but yeah, this is also one tool you can explore to create your architecture diagram. So yeah, and PowerPoint you can use, but I would suggest the Draw.io is most commonly used, and which is the easiest tool to create your architecture diagram. You can export it, and there are a lot of features you can export, you can import, you can just save your Drawio, and then you can change it. So that is the easiest tool, and I would recommend this tool if you are want to learn creating architecture diagram. So that's it for this video. Hope you will understand how to create effective architecture diagram from this video. If you have any questions, let me know in comment section. I'll try to answer that. So thank you for watching this video, and we'll see more videos on cloud architecture in this playlist. We'll see you again in next video.